Friday. Welcome to our Friday Night Live, where we discuss critical events in our lives, in the world, socio-psychological and socio-political analysis from a critical angle and strategic thinking, as well as independent thinking. So if you are an independent thinker, if you are a critical thinker, then you're welcome to this channel, to this community. So subscribe and become a member and join our communication, our discussions in our Friday Night Lives, okay? So in this Friday Night Live, I want to briefly discuss and ask you, and this will be a little bit more focused on discussion, and I want you to tell me your experiences with your city, whether or not you have experienced any corruption or any injustice. Thanks for the like, I appreciate it. Thanks for the like. Any corruption or any, welcome. Hi guys. Hi, how are you? Thanks for the like, I appreciate it. If you have any, the question is whether you have recently or in general, and the reason why I'm saying recently is because I want to explain that to you, but whether or not you experienced any corruption or mishandling or the power play or abuse of power, anything like that, please let me know in the comments. Let's discuss about that. Because recently what I experienced, and turns out over the years, it kind of was under the radar, and now I kind of figured out, put the pieces of the puzzles together, and literally from the bottom to the top, I actually exposed them and emailed them, and whatever I find out, what they have done, and a lot of irregularities, a lot of discrimination, a lot of misuse of power, making up stuff, and like faking things to fit their agenda, and hiding things that are illegal. So I think what's happening here is they are probably, and this can be with any department, okay, but particularly I want you to think about specific departments that you are dealing with the city, whether you experience anything like this, because you have to really read in all detail about their website. And say, for example, you deal with a certain topic, certain issue. That's my recommendation. This is how I found out. Go to their website, click through everywhere, click through everything on their website about that certain department or certain topic, and check out what they have on the website. There are sometimes PDFs, download those, look at that, because those PDFs are sometimes having information that is not so obvious, but it will help your case, because those kind of PDFs sometimes have really good information. You're like, whoa, so this is actually the truth, because on the website I sometimes declare it, or they hide it, or whatever. And then go to the state or the city's authority and go to their website, and then check out whatever that topic that you're looking for, or what was unfair, unjust, or misguided, or mistakenly done, etc. or denied or rejected, whatever it is, go to the authority of the city and to the state, and then check your rights about that. Once you are on those websites, you will find out what the rights are, what's illegal, what's legal. Then, because you already have searched a website, you might find that, whoa, the reason why it's not on the website is because it's illegal. I mean, I kid you not, I literally found out about for the variety of the last several months, but yesterday I literally saw this last night when I did more digging in and research. I was mind blown, because before for me, that's where the critical thinking and independent thinking comes in, because in my mind, that was bizarre. Like, this didn't make any sense. So I mentioned that before to them and say, here, listen, why is this like that? It doesn't make any sense. So, and then you later, way later, tell this to me, which you never mentioned, and then out of the blue, you tell me this, then this is kind of bizarre. And I kept saying to them, listen, this information is new to me because it's not even on your website. So why is this not openly, publicly on your website, and you suddenly tell me this? Why? This doesn't make any sense. And so they, of course, insist, no, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. And then then we'll tell you, like, from all chain of the events, and I kind of now figured, I think they have like behind closed doors agendas. They are get trained their staff or something, because each one of them are in a way talking and saying the same thing and acting the same way, which is very bizarre. And so now, after that information that I researched, I was able to find out and say, here, listen, now I know why you don't have that. It's because it's illegal. It's illegal to use that wording, that phrase, but what they do is behind, like when you talk with them, they say it verbally or they say it way later so that you cannot chicken out or back out or whatever it is. And that is absolutely bizarre. And the reason why I'm saying that they probably have something behind closed doors, training or something to fake things or to manipulate things to either approve or not approve, because even the approval process is very bizarre. And let me tell you this. And I applied for something, and then in that, when they came back with a denial, which I find it very bizarre, because what they did was the name was incorrect. This was not my name. The email address is wrong. The address is wrong, and the numbers are wrong, completely made up. And I couldn't believe, like, listen, and I come from academia and I have like tons of students, right? If I would see a student make this amount of mistakes, like, but the mistakes are so bizarre, like it is as if this couldn't be this the amount of mistakes. Thanks for the like, I appreciate it, thank you. So the amount of mistakes were so bizarre and in a way that you couldn't possibly, like in a sane mind, you could not possibly just randomly make those mistakes. And then, you know me as a scientist and also someone who has a little bit of brain here to just look into those, the same by another staff, the similar mistakes has been done. I'm telling you, something must be maybe trained to fake things purposefully, maybe because it's illegal. I don't know what's going on, but I expose them. I expose and sent this to them from the bottom to the top and say, listen, this is like full-blown BS and illegal. And so, for example, example meaning it is what I experienced. So the name on the legal document is wrong, the address is wrong, the email address is wrong. I mean, it is, the numbers are fake, made up, and they keep asking you for more documents, more proof, more documents, and you're like, and at the end of the day, they're like, yeah, I'm sorry, and they don't even send you why, like, which they done before, because before they send pretty much an empty sheet, like an empty freaking sheet, like an Excel sheet, empty. And they're like, okay, sorry. You're like, this is not only empty, has zero anything to do what I provided to you, plus some of the numbers are completely made up. Like, how on earth is this even possible? And the mistakes, I'm telling you, that you can't possibly make those mistakes all combined. Like, the address is wrong, the name is wrong, and these are legal documents they sent you, like stamped by the director of the city. They send you legal document, wrong name, wrong email, wrong address, made up numbers, fake numbers. They don't include the numbers that you provided. I mean, something is so off. And then a second round, when I submit my appeal, then another, still the same people are involved, the same group of people, because it's the same department. Then another person will do again, look into those with more documents. If those documents were enough, more documents and more documents and more documents, ask for more documents. And let me tell you, none of the documents I sent over for a month, non-stop, over and over and over, I don't know how many emails, I sent to them. They not only apparently did not include any of those, and straight up denial with, again, a wrong email from somebody else. Like, there is state law that you cannot, the privacy law. You can't break the privacy. So on my document, my legal document, there is somebody else's Gmail address on it. First name, last name @gmail.com. You can't make this stuff up. And then again, I said to it, because I did, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I did research and find out that what actually they're asking you to do is illegal. It's discrimination. And that is under the category, when you go to the authority of the city on their discrimination website, This is the identical list listed that what they're not supposed to do because it's discrimination, it's illegal. Is this because they are faking the stuff, writing the wrong email, the wrong address, the wrong name? Is that the reason? You know, like, I'm pretty sure you have heard multiple police reports when the latest was with Karen Reed and stuff, right? Writing a wrong wrong name purposefully on the police report so that it doesn't mean legally anything, right? Oh my God. Oh my God. Am I your own sons? I mean, I actually literally wrote them. I exposed that from the bottom all the way to the director, like, I don't know, 15 people. I said, this is what's going on here. What is this? What is this? So the problem, as I said, they must have been either trained or something, because you cannot make like just like randomly those mistakes. You just can't. Even if they're the worst in a university, in a school, and I don't know, second grade, I don't know, high school, you can't deliberate. I mean, with that, like, out of nowhere, you can make those mistakes all at once. So that's one thing. And then my confidential email was leaked to the party that I said particularly, do not, this is strictly confidential, do not, I repeat, do not send or talk or mention anything what I say here to that third party, ever. This is strictly confidential. Without my consent, do not send or mention or anything of the content of this email to the third party. Do you know what happened? Because, and I said, because I told you multiple times before, as you know, they retaliate. This is literally sentences that I wrote in that email. That city staff informs the third party to the very same topic what I have been sending the complaint about. Can you believe it? Then these third party actually retaliated. And I bulldozed to that stuff. How dare you? Are you insane? I told you strictly that you, and then that staff copied their supervisor, and I'm like, good, I'm glad you copied, because how dare you leak my confidential email and information that I've submitted here as a complaint to that very same party. How dare you? How can you do that? And guess what? That very email is now the core of everything. I submit, okay, you leaked that? Good. They retaliate? Good. Now you shoot in your own leg, because now I spread that email everywhere. In every single emails, appeals, whatever letters, whatever, I put this on. Attached. Why? because it's the very, very reason that the retaliation ever happened, because of you. You are the reason that all of this is happening. And so, and I exposed them. I attached that email again. You break the confidentiality, I break it. And then I expose you. You expose my confidential complaint to that very same third party that I'm complaining about, to the city. You protect them. You corrupt. The corruption is off the scale. You protect them. You send that very information to them. Sorry, girl. Sorry, boy. I expose you like crap everywhere, from the bottom to the top. I attach that email everywhere, because for me it doesn't matter anymore, because already everything happened because of you. This is the scale of corruption. And then I find out that, you know, in the city there are these partners, community partners, organizations, whatever the heck. And I already kind of figured that before, but now I really, really, like, on black on white, they talk together behind your back, and God forbid, if there is a narcissist in there, or is there a kind of like a, I don't know, jealous person, like with zero qualification, because I researched them on LinkedIn, like zero qualification. These people have zero qualifications, especially, we'll come to the younger generation, we'll come to that. These organizations that are public funds with all that, and getting all your taxpayers' dollars, and sitting on their behind, sipping their coffee. Those people who decide on your life, I dare you to go on LinkedIn and research them. Research them. See what you find out. Look, go all the way down, not only to their work experience, goes all the way down to their education. Oftentimes, the education, like unknown college of whatever, I don't know, department, graduate, and then they climb up the corporate ladder, coming from corporate, and then suddenly nonprofit, and then suddenly they become like a leader, because of course nonprofits need people, right? It's harder to recruit for nonprofits. And so because of that, the nonprofits, this is the fact for all nonprofits. The nonprofits, once they have a person who's there and sticking, they like to keep that person, because it's harder to recruit for nonprofits. They are, okay, now we would like to keep you, and then they keep promoting them, and then they become like this power grabber, power play, queen or king, superior complex, and the power play and the power game and abuse of power is off the scale. And I've seen this over and over and over again. And then when they partner, when there's a large organization, when they partner with the city for community things or anything like that that's related to your livelihood, or anything, your whatever you are department or what you need from the city, those, the city, regardless of you, over and over and over and over again, and I've done this for years. Complain, and like literally scream, like literally like throw at their face with documents everything that they are misusing, misdoing, misconduct, and discrimination, and all of that, mishandling of the funds, of the public funds, whatever. The city does nothing. Nothing. They're all in there. I already figured that years ago, but I haven't had 100% proof. Now I have black and white, and I'm telling you, like, okay, I don't want to go into that, but anyway, I'm just saying that the heavens always bring this in front of me, okay? Now I have it on black and white, how they colluded together with the city and these organizations behind my back. And that power play, no name college, whatever graduate, now is the power play of that, that are partners, whatever, jealous, obviously narcissistic, jealous, power plays, and they kind of manipulating the city to with whom I had good relationships. They ruined my relationship with the city staff that I had established, a different type of stuff, which then in the chain of events I got denial letter non-stop with, as I said in the beginning, with made up stuff, wrong email, wrong address, wrong name. And again, you can't make this stuff up. The numbers are fake. Everything is fake. They returned the letter, like they returned the sheet like empty. And when they again sent, after my appeal, I wrote a 10-page appeal with all screenshots. Like they've never seen probably anything like this. All the screenshots, all the emails, and like, here, what is this? Like the sloppiness is out of control on this. What's going on here? I mean, you don't have to be a teacher. You don't have to be a college professor to like, if any student would do that, you're like, out, get out of my classroom. What is this? Are you joking? Imagine if you write an exam and you write your wrong name, wrong class, wrong this. Like, you cannot possibly make all of combined these mistakes. Because when I saw first, I'm like, this is so bizarre. Like, who does that? This is actually your job. Like, actually your legal document, that's your job. And in one, there is a different address, and the other document is a different address. My name is wrong. It's not my legal name. I just don't understand. And then the second round, the same email, completely somebody else's email address. So let's talk about then the generations, because if you look at the staff, these are like, not the managers or whatever do your analysis. The kids do that. And those are the coordinators. That's the type coordinators. Those are the entry level stuff. There's this intake and then the coordinator. Those are like literally entry. And then when you look at those, I dare you to go to LinkedIn and research, you will find out they're recent graduates from a completely different art, whatever, department, major, working on corporate, coming from corporate, and then now, boom, they're in the city and decide on your life. Be very, very, very cautious what's going on. Open your eyes, open your ears. That's why you are here on my channel, because here we're discussing independent thinking, critical analysis of all of this BS. And I said to all of them, listen, elections are coming up, and I follow what's going on. Not only in politics in general, but also our elected officials. And I am pretty active on social media. Meaning, if you watched my previous live stream, I said, go straight to your elected official, because right here, where is it? Right there, sent me a letter, come to a pizza party and help me support our early voting on September. Come and talk with me. I have a pizza and light refreshments. The state representatives from my city region, but it's the state representatives in the Congress. So these people are desperate right now. It's exactly the time. It is exactly the time. This is the moment. That's why I wanted to make this video, because I have so many topics. I was like, which topic I should talk about? And I said, here, maybe this is fresh. Right now it's happening. And that's why I want to give you this information for you to, another homework, right? Now, for the last few live streams, we had homeworks, right? This is your homework. After this live stream, not only one, like it, spread it to everywhere, Republican, Democrat, to any person you know in this country. Send it to them. Even in other countries. Listen, this is not just United States. I mean, we are talking about politics here. Politics, okay? There's so many stuff is going on. The reason why I'm saying this is, even if the city in your city looks the best, I thought my city was the best. They were really taking care of the constituents. Whoa. What I find out recently is, for the last few months, is unreal. And few months, I mean, those collusion happened in April. That leaking, that happened last year, end of last year, in November, December, late November, early December. So I am dealing with that since then. This is what I'm dealing with behind the scenes the entire time. And I'm telling you, it's now yesterday. I slept at 3 a.m. I'm only with a few hours sleep right now. Here it is. And the problem is, they could get away with it. They did get away with it the entire time. Why? Maybe nobody is like Ayguen. Maybe nobody cared. Maybe they had no clue what to look at. Maybe the people had lawyers, and the lawyers maybe played into that game as well. Not every lawyer you can trust. I couldn't trust. And so I did all the appeals, the 10-page appeal myself, with all of these information and all the research, all myself, because I knew that none of the lawyers would ever actually do that. In fact, I did have a lawyer who literally was caring more about their career than defending you against these people, because they're like, I don't want to break this good relationship. Screw you. That's misconduct. That's misconduct. That's literally misconduct. And you can actually have them disbarred, because they cannot, and I mean, this is not the first time probably you hear this, it is everywhere. When lawyers are after their own benefit, be very cautious with that. And I did also wrote a complaint about that lawyer to another place, to their company. So, because why? Because that collusion is the very reason why I received the denial letter, because of that jealous person manipulated, did a power game, and completely distorted the reality and facts. And then the city adopted that with faking my name, my address, my all the numbers, making stuff up and say sorry. And like, screw you. What sorry? Screenshot here, this. This is insane here, what's going on here. So it helps when you know your rights. And that doesn't, not sorry, let me backtrack. It helps. The knowing your rights is mandatory, not it helps. What I was saying is it helps when you know grammar, when you know, let's say if you ever had students and in college, or I don't know how to proofread, that helps. It helps even further. And also what helps, and it's absolutely critical, is to use your logic. You don't have to even research anything. You can see, wait a minute, there's something so bizarre here. Trust your gut not just gut instincts, but just like logic. How is this legal document with a stamp, signature and stamp by the director? Of course, the director, I'm pretty sure I've never even saw this. And that's what I'm trying to say. They are sitting there with all taxpayers' dollars, sipping their coffee, doing probably barbecue, while you produce, and more, and write. And they're sitting there in the beer garden, having a great barbecue with their friends on Friday night, and we are here discussing their corruption. We need to vote these people out. That's why I want to make this video. That's why I ask you, look into your city. Have you experienced anything like this? What is bizarre? Call them out. It is your right. It's your, and I literally, in the last paragraph, as I ended the email, I said, absolutely, with our hard-earned taxpayers' dollars, that all of you get your salary and sipping your coffee and comfortably living your lives, while we, the hardworking people, have to either suffer or do more and produce more and make more and prove more. And I said, this must end now. This must end now. The elections are coming. I hope they got the message, what I'm trying to say here. So check out who is in your city. Vote them out. Actually, right now, they are like, oh, come to the pizza party. Oh, come to the meet me on whatever. And then let's discuss. Yeah, go there. Go there and talk. Go to the city hall, town halls, follow that. Go there, talk, and say, how dare you to allow this corruption to happen? Where is the checks and balances? Who is checking these people? What kind of corruption is going on here? And who are they reporting to, or who is checking them? Why is my confidential information being leaked? Who are the players why are these groups of parties literally colluding and partnering up against the constituent? How is this legal for my privacy rights? How can I trust my city that I pay their salary with all our hard-earned taxpayers' dollars? How can I not trust them? How is this even possible? You work for me. You are there because of me. You have your freaking barbecue with your friends in a beer garden and sip your coffee because of me. And that's why you must, not maybe, must serve me. Full stop. And I am so sick and tired that this fact gets so lost. This is what democracy is. This is what elections are. And this is being destroyed from all the corruption and power plays and the games, and it is time for us to call them out. And as you know me, as always, I am not doing this. I am not an influencer. I am not a YouTuber. I am always coming here to you with responsibility and by practicing what I preach. I come with receipts. I come with, I have done it. Here is my suggestion, and do it to yourself and to your loved ones as well, and to our country and to humanity. This is what needs to be done. This is why you are here tonight on a Friday night and every Friday nights and all my videos. And I thank you so much for taking your time to listen to this. Go and listen, go back and listen from the top again. And you tell me what corruption or what mishandling, misuse, or any kind of power plays or anything, or collusion behind your back, or anything that blocked you from your life for anything, then not just the city, maybe the state, but most importantly your city. You let me know, and thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Subscribe if you haven't already. Join our membership. There we are, the critical thinkers, and we have more membership lives, Q&As and discussions and everything in between. Thank you so much. Have a good night, and I really wish you everything best. Take care.